Jeff Fisher said Cam overreacted. Defensive end William Hayes said he probably needs to slide a little bit faster. And tackle Dominique Easley said, I don't think they should be playing the game if you're worried about being safe. Read between the lines, Ray. Do you think NFL teams smell weakness in Cam Newton?
That's a real question.
You love this one.
Hey, listen here. No, listen here. You ever watch the Serengeti? You ever paid attention to the Serengeti?
Yeah.
How does the lions and all of the prey know where the food is? How do they know? Because buzzards smell it, and defenses smell that type of weakness. And when you let me know that exists, man, let me tell you something. Listen, we hunt him. It's no secret. And when you tell us you don't like it, exactly, we don't want you to like it.
Right.
And I mean, you talked about this earlier. So take the two parts out of it. Take the quarterback behind the center, because that's a totally different issue. Is he being treated fairly when it comes to that? Absolutely not. Right? They should be calling. As soon as they touch Cam Newton's knees, in the freaking pocket, that should be called immediately. If that's Aaron Rodgers, is that Tom Brady, if that's Drew Brees, that's called 100 times out of 100 times. But we're talking about you now saying you're not having fun. You're now saying that you don't feel safe. My job was to make sure you didn't feel safe. Denver's defense is to make sure you didn't feel safe. So when you start, this is the only thing that I'm telling you about sports now. When you start to get your superstars speaking about, I'm not having fun, I'm not feeling safe, maybe that's something that you're not doing. And don't put it on everybody else. Maybe you're not winning. Maybe now your talent can't do it. Maybe you have to go do something else to make your team better.
I do believe, I covered Mike Tyson. I believe the great ones can smell fear. Like, yes. Mike Tyson could sense Michael Spinks was afraid of him. Oh. Michael Jordan could tell Gary Payton was not afraid of him. The great ones can tell. Like Tom Brady, when you played Tom Brady, it is a game.
It's a game.
He's spotting you, pointing you. He's in your head, you're in his.
Bottom line.
To Cam Newton to say that, I'm thinking, would Kobe Bryant say, I don't feel safe? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
No way. Part of sports is not acknowledging the anxiety.
Ever.
Ever.
I almost lost my mind years. I'll never forget when I kept telling the refs and people in the front office, like, listen, man, y'all need to get these dudes who just hitting people in their knees. Y'all, because this is just ugly to do that. But you think I'm gonna ever come out and say, man, I just don't feel safe out there no more? Because that's war.
You're not gonna say that after a game in a presser.
It ain't happening.
Listen. I think this all started, to me, Ray, Super Bowl. Fumble on the ground. He didn't go get it. Yeah. That was a smoke signal there. He looks like Tarzan, but he don't play like him. That was the first sign. And now to come back with this, I don't think this doesn't play in his own locker room. And it certainly doesn't play around the league with defensive players. When you go tattletale to Roger Goodell, he don't win snitch.
Ray, let me take it a step further.
Please.
Has the NFL figured out running quarterbacks? RG3 and Kaepernick are done. Cam Newton's having the worst season of his career, and so is Russell Wilson.
Defenses always figure out running quarterbacks. I'm gonna give you an example. We played Michael Vick many years when Michael Vick was Michael Vick. And we started realizing like how he liked to get out of jams and stuff. So we created a nice technique, right, to where one of the defensive ends would go high and one of them would go low, but he wouldn't know which one it was. So the tackles would stay stationary instead of rushing up to give him a lane. So now when he was always left-handed, so we would force him to run opposite of his throwing hand. Because if you let him go to his throwing side, it's when he usually likes to run and get out of the pocket. But if you create that hump with your defensive end, don't run around him. Just run right to the top of that peak, stay right there, and let your underman come underneath and force him to our side. That, if you remember, not that we're highlighting this, but one of the games that we played them, Adelius Thomas, when he made that play, was one of the ones ended up hurting Michael Vick. But the point is about these running quarterbacks. I want you to understand something. That's a one trick. Sooner or later, we will figure it out.
Yeah.